Crafty Journaler, welcome to the Crafty Journaler. My name is Sarah and I am the Crafty Journaler, and this is my channel where I do a lot of junk journal crafts. So if that's something you're interested in, go ahead and subscribe to my channel, turn on the notification bell, and let a friend know that we're here. That way we could grow this channel together. Today we're going to be doing our part 5B of decorating with clusters in our junk journal. And this is just part of a series that I am doing currently here on YouTube where we're building a junk journal together. So in our last video we did 2 of our signatures already, where we just added I guess decorated our journal with clusters. Most of the clusters I put in here are already pre-made, and we have a few. So just quick recap, those were we also added some of this what I call lacy paper kind of feel. We added some clusters. Some of them are gonna double as pockets, and some of them are gonna be just for the look of it, the decorating part of it. And that's our first one. This is our second one, and we added this cluster. And we added this one and this too. You know, this isn't a cluster technically, it just looks good. And just kind of, so now we're here. We're in our third signature. So we're just going to continue doing what we did last time, going through it, picking out spots where we want to add clusters, and skipping over parts that we don't want clusters on. I think this looks a little white, but I actually want to do something else in this one, so we're going to skip that. We have this. I actually think a good cluster here would look good, so let's go ahead and flip through our clusters that we already have pre-made and choose something together. So we have a few. I like this one, and I feel because of these tones it'll kind of neutralize it, and the pink is not too bright, so it'll kind of be a good one for that. So let's go ahead and do that. Here is the look, and see, now that I'm kind of looking at it, through the lens, I think that's a good one, right? I know it's a little pink, but I feel like pink could be neutral done right, so we're gonna go ahead and go with it. Not overthinking at all right now. So here we are. And technically you could actually distress this a little bit. I'm not going to do that for this specific journal, but you can distress it and enhance the tears, make it look more purposeful. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tear some of these out to make it look more like worn and torn and more clustery. I think that looks good right there. And here we go. And now we have our little central focal point with the cluster, and if you want to journal around here, you could also journal around here. And then we'll continue on our quest to find places to add some clusters. the paper strip snippets or lacies. They kind of remind me of lace too, so I call them lace, but I know they are called, I believe, snippets. We're gonna add that here. Actually, no, we're not gonna add that there because this is actually sketching paper, so it'll be good to leave it alone so that somebody could sketch on that. And this is a good place for this right here. You know, it's not quite the size, but I actually think that looks cute. So what I'm actually gonna do is I am going to glue all of this area onto here, and that way we could use it as a tucking spot as well. So go ahead and do that, and I'm just adding and being generous with the glue this time, because again, when you're gonna maneuver the paper that you're adding in there, you want to make sure it's nice and secure. And so things that are going to be in the corner, they're going to be like pulled on, tugged on, and so on and so forth. You want to make sure that you add the right amount of glue so that if they get like handled roughly, they'll still last a good amount of time. And then you'll also have like a piece to journal here, and then you'll have something beautiful to look at. And once we add the ephemera on top, it'll also cover your journal, so it'll be kind of like a secret journaling spot. And so right here, I think I'm gonna add a piece of paper and a cluster, so there's room to journal on there. So, and I'm also gonna tear this up a little bit just to give it a little more texture and stuff like that. So let me grab my ruler. I know that technically this isn't part of the clustering part, but sometimes just adding that extra texture gives you some kind of something. So, let me grab a piece of scrap and then I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So here's what we're gonna do on this part to add the cluster. We're gonna actually add this paper, glue this down nice and secure, and then we're gonna add a cluster right here, and that'll be the handle that they use to pull this in and out like so. So just a little fun interactive thing. So just make sure that it doesn't look too wonky or anything. And now we'll add our glue onto this. So we're going to be using our permanent glue stick of your choice. I am using the Scotch permanent glue stick. I think it does a pretty good job adhering to the journal. This paper that we're gluing onto our page here is actually tea dyed or coffee dyed paper. I usually do these in mass, like when I'm running low, and just to have them like at hand. There we go. And then you'll have these little bubbles because of the glue, it's, you know, but you could always just kind of, with either one of these. I also sometimes use like an old credit card that you don't have any use for anymore. And now we're gonna add our little cluster here. And for this one, should go to our box. I made a few while I was watching TV the other day. Don't want it to stick out too much. Seems too vibrant. I think that's the ticket. We'll add this one right here. Maybe right here instead. Up higher. Yeah, let's put it right here. Okay. And now this one here, I'm also gonna do something with. However, you know what? I'm not gonna do something with yet because it is gonna technically be a collection of papers all together. So it's like a cluster, but it's more like a spread for this one. And we'll do that in a different video for that. Okay. Let's add a cluster right here. This one would be good, but since I don't want it to be too bulky, I'm just going to remove this part of the sticker. Sometimes I'm able to just pull it off, and then sometimes I have to use my X-Acto, but it seems like it's just coming off this time around. So we do that. Technically it's still going to be bulky, but it's not going to be as bulky if we were to let that other piece stay. And then we're just going to add it with some glue. I always try to keep in mind how much real estate something's going to take in my journals. I still want people to be able to enjoy the journal. So with that being said, we added this little lovely elephant to create like a focal point in our cluster. We're gonna keep going. I feel like this needs some form of cluster, or maybe later on built up on it. Okay, so right here we're gonna add a cluster like so. That might be a little too colorful for this one. I know the blue is bright, so for another time, let's keep looking for something, or maybe build one. This part's probably going to take me a minute, so I'm going to pause and I'll come back with what I think I'm going to be putting on here. That way you're not just holding on while I figure that out. 'Cause sometimes that takes me a minute, especially when I have something in my head and I can't quite translate it. But as soon as I can, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back and I think I got it. So I was really stuck on using this cluster that I made for this journal on this specific page, and I wasn't kind of liking, like, it doesn't really translate as well as if we add a lighter color behind it, like so. Kind of just pops a little bit better from my perspective. So we're gonna do that, and what I'm going to actually do is I'm going to glue this onto this, and then I'm just going to glue a little bit on the corner, and we'll use that as a tuck spot as well. So let's do that. Actually, you know what? I am going to sew this right here, because that'll also give it a little something for texture and look. So let me go ahead and sew that down, and then I'll be right back. Okay. And here we go. We did the little, I know it's not the zigzag, kind of looks like little hills or little mountains. Just gonna add a little bit of color. I'm sorry, not color. Oh goodness, I don't know what's wrong with me right now. Like, I keep getting in my head a little bit, I think, so I apologize for that. And then we're gonna put this right here. Like so, and now we have a little cluster here plus a little tuck spot. which is always fun. And really, technically, you could use it as a double tuck spot because it's opened right here as well. So we'll see if we add more into that specific spot. Okay, and let's keep going. So I think as far as clusters go, we're gonna call that a wrap. I think those are good enough. We're gonna be creating a little bit more clusters as we go on and keep adding, because we're still needing to add a little more embellishment in some pages. We're gonna add some color. We're going to add some ephemera in there as well, and then some. So there's still a little bit of process to do. However, I think we're gonna call that one a wrap for this one. I know today was a little different. I didn't really talk a lot and stuff like that. It's just one of those days, I guess, where talking is not for me. But if you are interested in continuing to follow this series of Let's Make a Junk Journal Together, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel, turn on the notification bell, and let a friend know that we're here. If you like this video, go ahead and give me a big thumbs up. That usually helps the algorithm in YouTube to continue to push my stuff out there. I currently have 60 followers, and my goal is by the end of the month to have 100 followers. So if you would like to help me in that goal, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. And thank you so much for everything. That's a wrap. Bye!
Well, that's it. I really hope you enjoyed it. We had a ball making it. Thank you.